Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kodash. Yahweh being the true, almighty, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That, of course, are their proper names in the Paleo Hebrew, in the Lashawan Kodash. Of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutation to all of the sincere Akim that are out there on the highways and hedges doing the work, all right? Not, of course, putting off their talent, all right? Of course, waking up the nation of Yasha'Allah, which are the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, so-called, right? Because we are actually from our respective tribes, being from the nation of Israel, which consists of 12 tribes, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but also because we were scattered amongst the other nations, we, of course, have our people within them, which are the Israelite foreigners, which have confusion of face, which look like the heathen wherever they've been scattered, but are, in fact, Israelites, all right? So, I'm the brother Amafpa from Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, located here in Great Babylon, which is America, all right? And I'm coming to you with another, I would say, health, more so warning to all of you Akim out there that are out there, trying to, of course, do better for yourself. But, of course, in that, you, of course, have to know what you're putting into your body, all right? Because there's a lot of harmful chemicals, heavy metals, that, of course, so-called white man, of course, puts in these products, okay? Which, when you go into it, a lot of these supplements, all right, they're just rubbish. They're trash, all right? And the bodybuilders themselves don't even take them in most cases, all right? The top bodybuilders are not taking supplements, okay? They're taking, of course, unnatural, all right? You say, or really, it's like it. Let me get it right. Just bring it out the way it's supposed to come out. They're taking steroids, all right? You know, they're taking performance-enhancing drugs, all right? Steroids and such, which, they're taking abnormal dosage of these steroids, testosterone and all of that, and, the cortisone and all of that, and they're, pushing their body to abnormal limits, all right? To, of course, achieve a physique for vanity, for the purpose of vanity, riches, fame, okay? Of course, some pride and all. But I can tell you firsthand that these bodybuilders, they do not rely on these supplements. In most cases, they don't even take them, all right? This is a myth that is pushed around in the fitness, bodybuilding, health and nutrition industry, all right? Which there's plenty of lies and deception that has many of the customers spending all types of money, all right, unknowingly to hope, with the hopes to potentially look like these bodybuilders who, first of all, they're gifted with genetics, all right? And then on top of that, they're stacking it with these steroids and such, these drugs, all right? And, this is what you get, Just look, of course, at your Phil Heath, your Kai Greens, all right? Ronnie Coleman back in the day and all that. But, you have to, of course, beware of these supplements. And, I brought this out to our a brother in, of course, the camp, that whey protein is really is junk. And the reason I, of course, stated the claim is because I was, of course, told by another health professional that it is whey is a byproduct, all right, and it's nothing but pollutants, and which, when you go and do the research, it is. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna hit a couple articles and hit a couple precepts, and then close off from there. It shouldn't be very long. I'm just gonna hit the points, and we'll go into it, just to educate the body. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is of course warning you not to, of course, take these different these whey protein powders and such, which they contain a lot of artificial sugars as well too, and all these other artificial fillers as well, that are detrimental to your health and your welfare of your body. All right, so this is arsenic, right? A lead found in popular protein supplements. Okay, it says here's what you need to know about the popular powders and drinks and whether they are necessary for most people. Which, when you go into it, it's not necessary to take these protein powders and all of that. You can achieve tawab, or good results, just from eating natural foods. Okay, you don't have to rely on supplements. All right, which, when you go into it, when you supplement something, you want to, of course, receive the amount naturally of your you would say from natural foods. Okay, first hand. Okay, you of course want to acquire that, all right, first, and then what people tend to do is they add this on top, but they don't, all right, fulfill nutritional requirements already, or in order to, of course, achieve building lean muscle mass, okay, or the look that they desire, okay, which is, when you go into his vanity, but we do take care of ourselves, all right. But anyway, people, the point being is that people use and rely on these things, not knowing how to, of course, use these things, and not knowing, of course, the side effects of them. All right, and you have to, of course, know what's going in your body. Okay, simple as that. So let's go into it. It says whether for weight loss and muscle building, are simply as convenient, quick meal on the go. All right, which that goes into meal replacements, which that's another big misconception that's going about. That I was actually told, by a owner of a supplement shop, that it's he said that the nutritional shake, the protein shake, is as good as Whole Foods, which is a lie. All right, it's made up. Okay, it's a powder. All right, and it's filled with chemicals, and it's no way better than Yahweh Shem Yahushai's food out of the earth. All right, the organic foods. But that's another misconception that's going out. Because most people, they trust in these different drinks. All right, performance enhancing drinks, of course, in the gym. And of course, just to make their lifestyle better, all right? Because, this is the trendy thing that's going about right now, all right? For quite some time, But anyway, it says, but the study shows that many of the top-selling powders and drinks may contain concerning levels of heavy metals such as arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and lead, and toxins like bisphenol, which is BPA, right? That's using in plastics, right? It says a chemical found in some plastic containers and food can liners, right? And that, of course, lowers a lot of our testosterone level. Esau puts that in there, that BPA. He packs everything in these plastic, containers, which those protein powders come in as well. They try to say BPA free, but really, it's some it might be BPA B or PP. It's not BPA. They put another wording on it, so it's a lot of tricks and such, marketing tricks. All right. It says these substances has been linked to cancer, brain damage, and reproductive issues. Okay, so they having these heavy metals and such. All right, in your body, and when you consuming these alarming rates of protein, it also does affect your kidney. All right, it puts a high strain on your kidneys. Okay, in which you're putting this byproduct, which is whey protein. Okay, and your body is trying to filter it out out of your body, and that just causes problems. Okay, the natural balance of the body. All right, so let's quickly, I'm gonna go into a whey protein for those who are not in the know, just something brief. Okay, it says whey protein is a mixture of globular proteins isolated from whey, the liquid material created as a byproduct of cheese production. Which, when you go into it, of course, they produce cheese from you say milk and such, right? And they discard the whey, all right? And they, instead of just discarding it altogether, they have created industries in which they can profit off of these whey protein powders. Okay, they create the whey protein concentrates, isolates. All right, which it will of course mention here on the wiki. All right, hydro whey and all of that when you go into it, right? And it's just fucking up people, right? But slaggy for the rude speech, but it is what it is. Just being real with you. It says, although whey proteins are responsible for milk allergies, there's a lot that lactose and stuff. And it says major allergens in milk are the caseins. All right, which some people that's lactose intolerant, they want to, of course, then, they got these different lactose-free protein powders out there too. But what I'm suggesting, is of course to stay away from them altogether. All right, really. It says whey is left over when milk is coagulated during the process of cheese production. They heat up the milk and such, right? Certain temperature, let it sit, coagulates, then take that strain. You can go and look up videos on it and such, how the production is. So it says, I'm gonna continue on, and it contains everything that is soluble from milk after the pH is dropped 4.6, which that's you would say on the scale of pH, that's acidic, right? It says during the coagulation process, it's a 5% solution of lactose in water with some materials. All right. It said, I'm gonna skip over some stuff. It says the fat is removed in the process for human foods. It says process can be done by simply drying dehydrated, of course. Or relatively protein content can be increased by removing lipids. So they they do a lot of things in this processing and such, right? So the major forms of proteins, which I had mentioned, of course, a bit. You got whey protein concentrates, lactose, or concentrates, isolates, and hydrosylates. All right, and then they got the native whey protein they take from the skim milk. All right, but commonly most people are getting these This protein powder, concentrate, isolates, hydro, whey and such. All right, you could go into looking up it, but it's bullshit. All right, it's just stay away from it. All right, I'm telling you, got these heavy metals in it and such, which a lot of people been fucking up their body from it. It says these toxins accumulate in your body. Let me see. Actually, I'm gonna go up. It says the new study from Clean Label Project. It says found that virtually all 134 products tested contain detectable levels of at least one heavy metal, and 55% tested positive for BPA. It says these toxins accumulate in your body and can stay there for years. Okay. Having all these toxins, you walking about with all these toxins in your body. It says frequent. I'm gonna skip down, right? It says test program leader at Consumer Food Report Division. His name is Tundi Akeli. It says frequent consumption of foods that contain them can have adverse health effects in the long run. Okay. It says this is not the first research that show high contaminant levels such as products. It says detected arsenic, these heavy metals, right? Cadmium and lead and mercury, a sample of all 15 powders tested. All right. It also says the Clean Label Project measured the levels of heavy metals, BPA, pesticides, and other contaminants in protein powders and drinks. The contaminant levels were measured in single serving products. They just going through how they did their testing. All right. It says overall the products made from plant-based proteins such as soy, hemp, fared worse than those made from whey, milk, or egg. All right. It says plant-based protein, and I'm not gonna go into the plant-based thing. I mean, I can, but I'm more so hitting the whey protein. All right. Also, I'm gonna just hit some more points. It says buying a product with organic label did not reduce the chance of getting less contaminated product. Organic protein supplements had a higher level in heavy metals on average than non-organic. That's probably has to do with these products being plant-based and being organic. All right, and that's more so because you ain't really. You ain't gonna commonly find mostly like organic whey proteins like that. You motherfuckers go to Walmart and shit, get these cheap protein, and they go to their local GMC. Since this whole industry of supplements has been a easy way to make a lot of money without, of course, you could seem as if you're a health professional, but not in a sense, and you could trick a lot of people and make a lot of money really quick, but yeah. So I'm gonna go into just note a couple of these different companies, of course. It says like the worst and the best. It says the Clean Label Project assigned each product a score of heavy metals and pesticides, contaminants, and BPA and nutrition. Then calculate the overall score. The heavy metal levels accounted for 60% of the overall score because their effects has been shown in studies to pose a greater harm than health. It says the 5 products received the poorest scores in this test were Garden of Life, which is organic shake and meal replacements. And these are like, when you go to these, some of these, also a lot of the supermarket chains have invested in carrying supplements. I remember when you was just, you had to go to a specialty shop for them. Now you got supplements, and you can get them right in your local shop, right? Giant, your Publix, whatever your local supermarket is. They carry these protein powders. They got whole aisles dedicated just for supplements. With these powders, right? So it says Nature's Best. You got Isopure, protein isolates and stuff, right? Quest and Quest bars and stuff, right? Chocolate milk protein powder. You got Vega Sport, Look at that, Vegas Sport. That's a plant-based protein. I know a lot of vegans be into this, but that's not whey based. And there's 360 cut. All right, and they got chocolate silk premium whey protein. All right, and then they got some of the the other ones that scored higher, but they still, of course, have fucking these high metals in there. Fucking ton of chemicals. So it says, do you need protein powder? Right? It says, given a number of protein powders and drinks on a store shelf, you might think Americans are woefully deficient in this nutrient. Which, to cut a long story short, we here, especially in Great Babylon, a lot of these first world countries, we acquire our protein requirements naturally from the whole foods we eat every day, especially with the amount of people that overeat, all right, and are gluttonous and such. Eating freaking mad cheeseburgers and French fry platters and all that. You eating these big breakfasts in the morning, big dinners, all right, and snacking in between. You already acquiring, of course, the protein, protein requirements for men and women in most cases, right? In standard cases, right? It says protein in first world countries, I'm saying. Protein products typically contain 15 to 25 grams of protein per serving. And when you, that's just for the protein products and stuff, right? Take a scoop, that'd be 25. Take 2 scoops, that's 50. Do like that. But comparison, a 5-ounce container of plain and non-fat yogurt contains or Greek yogurt contains 17 grams of protein. 3.5 ounce chicken breast has 31 grams. Protein needs to range from about 0.4 to 0.06 grams of protein, right? And it says a protein per pound of weight a day. That could be around 64 to 112 grams per day for a 160-pound person. That's not a difficult amount to get in your diet, including your natural protein such as legumes, your beans and legumes, I would say, nuts, low-fat dairy, fish, lean meats, all right? Of course, being the ones, of course, that are lawful. You'll benefit not just from the protein itself, but from all the other nutrients that are in whole foods, all right? So even though the protein supplements have lower contaminant levels than others, you probably don't need to be taking them anyway, says Siegel, all right? Which this is what I have been saying for quite some time, all right? It says, additionally, supplements in general are only loosely regulated, all right? Though they fall under the purview of the FDA, or Food and Drug Administration here in the U.S., the agency classifies them differently from drugs. It says the companies that make and sell them aren't required to prove that they are safe, in which this is why you should not really take them, okay, or trust them, okay? Which, our natural foods are contaminated and defiled too, but this is more especially something you should be aware of before, of course, consuming, okay? It says that they work as advertised, or that their packages contain what the labels say they do, so they can put anything in these different protein powders and such. It could be Kool-Aid. It could be, they can contain anything in it, really, and you buy it, because it's not really regulated, okay, by the FDA, okay. So it says, as always, consult your physician before taking a protein or any dietary supplement. And that's just going into different, things that and you could take, like more so when you go to take these protein powders, you might have different health effects, and taking it may, of course, destroy your health. Or certain women who pregnant, they can't take subs. So, certain kids, etc. But anyway, that's basically it. I could bring in more, information, but that may go into a longer lesson, which I have, drawn it out so long anyway. A lot of these protein powders are cheap, and they come from, of course, China as well, right? And U.S., they allow, of course, these heavy metals in our food supply, right? And they allow this stuff to happen, and that's Babylon. These Edomites who the earth is given onto the hand of the wicked, and they allow, us to consume. They promote the country and the people to consume these things, to be healthy. Okay, you go to your dietitian and such. Some of them, not all of them, and they'll say, hey, just here, you can bump up your protein, and get bigger by taking these powders. But the good thing, I had a dietitian who did not suggest me taking these supplements, and he was truthful with me, and he told me, of course, from the gate that these different bodybuilders and such are just full of drugs. It's just a facade. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna hit some precepts and then we gonna close off. This is Ecclesiasticus, our book of Sirach in the Apocrypha. Okay. Or chapter 30, and I'm gonna start at verse 16 or 15 actually I can start at 14. It says, better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution. All right, which we gonna go into this real quick. All right. Which means, look, a body of fundamental principles, okay? Which, you had the law, statutes, commandments, which you Israelites should have, okay? And no, all right? No, and that's good. That you're rich. You actually are rich because of that, But better is the poor, having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? But anyway, going on. Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body, right? Because it's better, of course, for you to be, have this truth, than, of course, a lot of these people that are actually rich, they, of course, are, they're not living a life, of course, of holiness, all right, being separate. They also, a lot of these, rich, they suffer from a lot of disease, especially, with the type of lifestyle that they're going through. All right. But it's basically, a lot of these rich people, they'd rather have the health of a poor man. All right. Than, of course, to have the riches of money and substance. Right. Because it says, verse 15, health and a good estate of body are above all gold, which is better than money. Right. It says, in a strong body above infinite wealth. Okay. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart, which is the mind. Okay. And that's that's plain. Now I'm gonna go to a point. This is verse 25, Sirach 30 and 25. A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet. Okay. So, a good mind, all right, will, of course, care about what is going into his body, okay, and the foods that's going in his body, the meat, okay, a lot of this meats and stuff is, they of course, before they, get the milk from the cow or cow, it is, of course, you got to be careful if it's, grain fed, and not, grass fed, because grass fed is supposed to be organic grass fed, beef, a cow, its natural diet, grazing off the land. All these motherfucking cheap ass protein people, companies, they're getting it, from all these, these fucking defiled cows and such, all right? And then selling that shit to you and putting more chemical, antibiotics, more chemicals in this shit. You fucking yourself up, all right? All right, we're gonna get to the First Timothy. I should have started off with this. First Timothy 4:8. It says, "For bodily exercise profit a little," which that's dealing with when you're working out, right? But it's good for you. But I mean, compared to obviously the wisdom, knowledge, understanding Yahweh Shem Shai, that's infinite. You can only work out and get so much physical benefits from working out. All right, knowledge is infinite, right? It says, "But goodness is profitable unto all things," or godliness, Slakia. But I'm gonna read that again. "But godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come." All right, which is just wisdom, knowledge, understanding. This godliness, knowing this wisdom, knowledge, understanding the scriptures. It frees us from being ignorant, foolish. All right, accepting lies, accepting these wicked ass fucking protein powders, and fucking just taking anything into our bodies and thinking it's gonna be good for us when it's really detrimental to our health. All right, and we get this was not understanding from the scriptures and what it says, and that gives us guidance, which is good. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is a power of knowledge. Okay, I'm gonna go to Sirach, the 37th chapter. All right, it says I'm gonna go to verse Sirach, or book of Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha 37:23. It says, "A wise man instructed his people, and the fruits of his understanding fail not." So a man that's wise, in these scriptures, he of course instructs his people. Who is his people? Who are the people we instructing? The elect, all right, of the nation of Israel, which consists of Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and confusing the faces. In this knowledge, this understanding, it won't fail you. All right. We of course teach you how to, of course, sustain yourself while you in this damn hell. This lower state. All right, which is Babal. All right, in this captivity. I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna go down to I'm gonna go down to verse 28. Sirach 37:28. "For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything." All right, so it's not always not everything is good for everybody. Simple as that. All right, though some people may have benefits from certain things, it can be, of course, like certain people have different allergies and stuff. They can't just consume consume this, and that may hurt themselves. All right, simple as that. All right, it says, Saki, it says, verse 29, "But it's like, be not unstable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats." Okay, in which when you get into it, when you go into the word. The words of you say unsatiable, right? It means impossible to satisfy. All right, and a dainty thing. All right, which is you go into it. Yes, talking about small thing, right? Small. Right. So it say be not unsatiable, right? Which is mean impossible to satisfy, and basically a small thing, nor too greedy upon meats, which that's gluttonous, and that leads to a lot of different fucking sicknesses, right? And it says, For excess of meats bringeth sickness. And, you know, if you consume a lot of these whey protein powders, you definitely gonna fuck yourself up. All right. And suffering will turn into cooler. All right. Which, when you go into that word surfeit, it means to feed or supply to excess. All right. Which, you know, as, you know, I was going into, we already, in most cases, consume enough protein from natural food, whole foods. All right, so there's no need for whey protein. Okay, and it's not advisable to take it. Okay, after, of course, hearing and seeing what I have brought up. All right, it says also with the word surfeit, it means to overindulge. Right, overindulge of food and drink. Right, which in this case, you know, your protein shake, okay, you know, which that will cause you to get sick, you know, killing it, you know, because you see all these chemicals in it, you know. It says, by suffering many have perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life, you know, and that's really the point right there, you know. You of course prolong your life, preserve it, you know, from taking heed to what you're being told, okay? And that's basically it. You know, I'm a, you know, get back, you know, into, you know, putting out more of these health lessons together, you know, here while we're in this captivity. You know, I wanted to, of course, put this out for the Akim, you know, with, of course, requests from in, of course, the camp. All right, Great Millstone, Philadelphia, or Great Millstone Plain Tables camp. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say, call Halayim La Yahal Bashim Yahushai Bahashim Racha Kodash. All right, giving all praises to the Most High and the Son in the name of the Holy Spirit. Of course, you know, shalom to all of y'all of the elect that are out there. Take heed. Shalom.